Shimore, and I'm at the city centre of Glasgow. And I'm here to talk to people about the city regeneration project. They say people make Glasgow. Let's see what the people have to say about Glasgow.
Hi there, I'm Mark. I'm born and bred in Glasgow. It's all I've ever known. Glasgow's a really adaptive, changing landscape. It always has been. And I think a lot of people are scared of that. But these changes are different and scary. We've got like the low pollution zones and pedestrianising our streets. But like Glasgow started as a small town on the River Clyde. Shipbuilding made us massive. We need to adapt to change all the time. And I think Glasgow's becoming a place where people want to come into, and it's better for pedestrians, it's better for people to come out and shop, and yeah, we're doing a lot to save our high street.
So I've obviously lived in Glasgow for several years. One of the things I like most about Glasgow is the architecture and the environment around the city centre, especially during event season. I'm overall pretty happy with the changes Glasgow are making to bring a lot of money into the city.
Yeah. So my name's Nicole. I've been living in Glasgow for my entire life. Just live in Bearsden, so it's like 10 minutes away from the city centre. What I like about Glasgow is everyone seems to know each other. It's quite multicultural, but everyone seems to kind of come together quite nicely, which I quite like.
Hi, I'm Mike Shah and I'm living about a year in Glasgow, and it's an amazing journey. So one thing I like about Glasgow is the people. So your people are very kind, and like we can communicate with people when we move around.
Hi, my name's Jeff. I've lived in Glasgow most of my life. I've done a lot of travelling. I'm aged 60 years old. My family come from Glasgow, actually around this area. You can trace the family back maybe 150 years. I now stay in the East End of Glasgow. The things that I like about Glasgow are the people, mainly. I think it's a great atmosphere. The young people bring a lot of great opportunities, atmosphere into Glasgow. I think it's a very vibrant city. It's an old city, needs a lot of improvement.
My name's Elliot, I'm 21, I've lived in Glasgow my whole life as well. Things I would say I love about Glasgow, I have to agree, is the people. People bring great energy, you can always have a chat with anyone you meet, everyone's so open and generous.
Hi, my name is Shruti and I am an MSc Urban Design student. This was the first time in UK and in Glasgow, and I pretty much like the city a lot. It is a diverse of most contemporary also, and it was modern, and some parts of the Glasgow has some traditional aspect to it as well. So that was a very keen, and it was a very combining thing for overall experience as for a new person. And even like more things I like about is the city life over here. It's not very much towards the very homely side as well, but it's more like very metropolitan, and it's has more culture to it as well. And the best thing about Glasgow is the people over here. They are so friendly and they actually welcomed us so nicely, and even though we are international students over here, international people over here, they actually made us very made us feel very warmed and very nice. So that was the best part about Glasgow.
I think I am very happy with living in Glasgow at this moment in time. I enjoy the sort of cultural diversity of Glasgow. I think that it is quite a multicultural city. There's just like so many different nationalities, so many different people of different sort of genders, different races, everything. It's just nice to have somebody like a city that is so culturally diverse. And I think I come originally from a smaller community, so it's nice to come into somewhere that is big, but you also feel as if there's smaller communities within such a big city as well.
Hi, my name is Colin. I live in the city of Glasgow. I've lived here all my life. Glasgow's a great city to live in. It's very diverse. It's got great cultural differences. It celebrates everybody's religion, and it's very welcoming as a city. It's not overpopulated, I don't think. It's got great links to all urban outreaches from the city. I personally myself don't live in Glasgow, but I work in Glasgow. So I commute from outer Glasgow into the city, and the links commuting are absolutely brilliant. The place has got very vibrant atmosphere, very good nightlife, very cultural. It's great that way.
So far so good. Glasgow has actually been good. Nothing too out of the normal apart from the weather, of course. The weather is always, yeah. Right now it's windy, but I'm pretty sure a part of it will be sunny as well. So it's just, yeah, it's just you learn to adapt to Glasgow weather.
A student here at the University of Strathclyde, just getting my dissertation done as well. So yeah, about Glasgow, I think it's a wonderful city, to be honest. I've been to other cities around the UK, but it's quite affordable when it comes to living expenses. I'm also just like going out. I don't think you can afford all of those things while you're in London or other places back in South. So that way I think it's really good.
Hello, my name is Batul and I'm 19 years old. I'm from Saudi Arabia. So when I came here in Glasgow, like it's very different from Saudi Arabia. It's like Saudi Arabia is very hot, and here like the weather is perfect right now. So actually, like I didn't find anything bad in Glasgow. I think it's like not that dangerous at night. So also the prices are very like like good. So I think it's pretty good. Like I don't think that there's something I want to change about it.
So I've lived in Glasgow for a while, so I've seen some of the changes that have happened, and unfortunately one of the bad changes that have happened is that people are not being able to find jobs or not being able to find affordable housing, and healthcare has always been a bit of a concern, and I think that City Council should seriously focus on these factors because these really are important towards the people of Glasgow, and as they say, people make Glasgow.
Housing in Glasgow has always been a massive issue, and that's something I really want to see changing. We've got tenement flats that were built for families of one room for 6 children, and to be honest, like that was never any good. Duke Street obviously led the charge, changing the housing association, setting up one of the first ones in Europe, and I think that's one of our main goals in Glasgow. We need to start focusing on social and affordable housing. Some of the housing in Glasgow is ridiculous. You're looking at buying a flat in an area that was considered one of the poorest in the world in the 70s, and you're looking at a flat for 250,000. It's just an absolute joke. And I think that's one of the main things that I want to see change around Glasgow is get affordable, accessible social housing.
I think there's always like a lot of construction work going on. I'm not a fan of it because the diversion and the whole like mess with the transport system, it kind of gets really tricky sometimes. And the changes I would like to see in Glasgow, I think, yeah, so I'm actually moving out of Glasgow because I wasn't able to get housing here in Glasgow. So changes should be like availability of housing, because even when I was moving to Glasgow for my project, for my masters, I wasn't able to secure an accommodation right on time. So I literally got this accommodation last minute, and now that I'm moving out of this accommodation and I needed to get a new place, I couldn't find one either. They were either like in the outskirts of Glasgow or so far away from the city centre. So I think housing is like a big issue here in Glasgow, and yeah, Glasgow is a good city regardless, so it should be worked on. Yeah,
is the resources for mental health. There is a lot of homelessness and poverty. There is quite a big wealth divide, and it feels like a lot of government funding is just going into nightclubs and kind of creating like a false sense of kind of like a lavish lifestyle that isn't actually reality. It's just kind of like focusing on like what looks like it's on social media, like kind of like glamorous bars, arcades, all that kind of stuff, but there's not actually any sort of like sports facilities or mental health like drop-in centres, something like that.
More support for drug users, as I've witnessed them being pushed out of the city and having to resort to dangerous and unclean areas to do the stuff.
Yeah, pedaling basically.
Yeah.
Yeah. So is there anything else that you would want to change in the city, or you would want the city council to focus on more, apart from obviously drug peddling, drug abuse?
I guess public transport is another kind of big area where a lot of people are struggling, especially night staff workers and people on the poverty line. They're kind of struggling with being able to access the bus and use the bus and public transport which is provided.
The connectivity, late night connectivity is must these days, as people are working late night and they want to go to their home. So late night connectivity is must. And other is like I have traveled other part of UK. It's more cleaner and like brighter, but like Glasgow lack in some places of Glasgow lack this cleanliness and like brighter. So these two things I like to change in Glasgow.
Connectivity, some like there, even while connecting to city center, the timings of the buses or the trains or the number of things have to continuously change was not a very was not a very good aspect of it. Also, there is one more part that so being an urban design student, I think there should be more active transportation as well. So though there are like most of the e-cities in UK have started promoting e-bikes and e-scooters and everything, e-scooters. So this is one aspect that Glasgow can adopt and actually get into the roads as well. So if there are dedicated lanes or something more like if like there are free bikes but there are no free e-scooters or something, some sort of thing for students as well, it will be really beneficial. So that's something that Glasgow can adopt.
Housing crisis in Glasgow has made it difficult for people to search for new homes because of multiple projects near St. Enoch and Buchanan galleries. There has been a crisis for the housing development in Glasgow. So the prices for the houses in city center is not affordable for many of the people, especially for graduates and students. And the homes which are affordable, they are usually very far from the city center and also not safe due to reasons like drug scandals and murders and other heinous things happening around Glasgow. The city itself is good, but the council needs to figure out several things, the important being the housing crisis, by adding multiple homes both inside and outside the city. So this would solve the majority of things for most of the people.
Probably is the difference between poverty and richness. I think that would be one of the main ones. There is a big like cultural difference and I don't know how to say it, like a polar difference between poverty and affluence really, and you can notice it definitely. There's obviously a big homelessness presence in Glasgow as well, and I think that that's more of a government issue that needs to be rectified too, that just doesn't seem to be breaking the cycle of poverty, homelessness, and then that leads into a cycle of drug addiction and things as well, where there is just so much that is interlinked, and it is all to do about a balance between poverty and affluence. Really.
Okay.
I think they need to look at maybe the homeless side of things and like the drug side of things, because obviously that's part of the city, but at the moment it's something that needs to be looked at quite heavily from the government as well as the council. I think there needs to be a place for these people to go. Yes, there is multiple housing associations and multiple homeless shelters and stuff like that, but I don't think that not everybody's getting reached out to these people, and I think that's something that Glasgow could maybe do on a whole, is reach out to different homeless shelters and see if they can help other people. From a student point of view, because I obviously work in student accommodation, there is obviously a major housing crisis within Glasgow, but at the moment I don't think the universities are doing anybody any favours. I think that the universities are snapping up all these buildings and doing agreements with them, but they're actually not looking at the bigger picture, where the people that live within the country and people that are coming from international countries, they're not getting opportunities to get property, and they're finding it really, really difficult. And I think the universities could do a lot more by helping these people. We're obviously private, I work in the private sector, so we don't have first hand of how many students are coming in, when they're coming in, whereas the universities have all this information, but they're quite happy to take everybody's money, but they're then not happy to find where they're going to live while they're here, and how they're going to be safe and kept safe while they're here. That's another diverse issue that should be looked at. I think that basically students that are coming from international countries should feel safe, feel welcome, and actually be given the opportunity to come and stay in a great city. And I think that's something that could be looked at.
Apparently, yeah, I wish there was like, more connectivity to few locations that, that are like located maybe further like to west or south or east. So I feel that public transport could be improved, and maybe, faster modes of public transportations could be arranged. Other than that, I also feel maybe the health facility here, not just here, maybe all around the UK, but it's really difficult to find an appointment with doctors, or just getting to have some sort of emergency treated. So that way I feel medical and transportation are like two things. Otherwise everything else really convenient, it's nice, people are really nice, it's got everything that a student probably should have, or any young adult, or like people in their 20s or 30s would really enjoy it.
The things that we could improve, or maybe the roads, the travelling as well, the bus service late at night for the younger generation. They want to go out, party, need to go home safely. The things I don't like about Glasgow, there's not many things I don't like about Glasgow. I suppose you could nitpick and pick out things, you know what I mean? I think every city, the Glasgow size has its downfalls, do you know what I mean? And things in Glasgow and cities that happen, you know what I mean? But the vast majority of things in Glasgow I like. I think it's a great place to live. As I say, there could be loads of improvements, but there's loads of good things that go on in Glasgow. Just at the Pipe Bands here, World Championship. We've just had the cycling, which was great because we got a good part of the roads fixed as well. So there's the benefits of that, you know what I mean? As well as the cycling come, we get all the main roads, they're all fixed for the cyclists. So there's money put into the city in different ways. Tourism, as well as infrastructure and that as well.
Things I'd probably say to improve is transport. Definitely, not just that, we need more transport to different areas. I feel like a lot of areas in Glasgow don't have any transport to them, and it kind of isolates that community to just that area, and it's just not fair. You can't really make any difference in your life if you're stuck in one area and you need to get a car everywhere and stuff.
No, I cycle a lot. I think we could put, which they are doing.
Yeah, improve the cycling.
Put a lot more cycling lanes in and making things a lot more accessible without cars, because the way forward is green energy for the world.
100%.
I mean, we're going to have a planet to live in. So I think improvement in that way, I think that's for every city and every country to do that.
Yeah.
To improve on the green energy, a lot more cycling lanes.
I feel like a lot of the things that need to be fixed in Glasgow can't be fixed in Glasgow. It's outside of our control. I'd say it's quite hard to see the drug problems and drinking problems in Glasgow, because I feel like that's a lot of that's economic problems caused people getting into that situation.
To be fair, the Scottish Government want to do a lot to improve these things, but the ruled by Westminster.
Yeah.
So a lot of things that the Scottish Government's put in place are overruled. And
exactly.
Scottish Government, we have got a big drug problem in Glasgow. The Scottish Government wanted to give them all free access to clean places.
Yeah,
safe places. Where they can take their drugs, because they're going to take their drugs anyway.
Yeah, you're not going to stop them.
We're not going to stop them. So get them safe facilities to do that. And the Scottish people, the Scottish government wanted to do that. There was actually a guy in Glasgow set up his own van with his own money, and he would drive about Glasgow giving drug addicts a free, clean place to come in and take their drugs. But it got stopped. It got stopped to the Scottish government, it got stopped to the Westminster government.
Aye.
Right, because they deemed it against the law. But if you don't give them a safe place, they're just going to go and do it in an unsafe place, throw their dirty needles and etc. about the place, which endangers everybody.
Yeah, just
not just the
kids
drug
as
addicts,
well.
yourselves, kids, everybody.
Aye.
Like, I feel as if everybody should be included.
Yeah.
Not just the wealthy and the healthy, but the unhealthy and the socially deprived should all be involved.
I feel like Glasgow not Glasgow, people or the government try and hide it instead of just facing it, going face on against it, you know?
need to face these things.
Yeah, because it's not going to go away by just like ignoring it. We need to actually say it's there and just actually deal with it head on, because if we don't, it's just going to get worse and worse. You know?
No, I don't, I'll agree with you. I've travelled about, and I've travelled to many cities. And the same problems and the same issues and the same social things are the same in every city. Every city's got a drug problem, every city's got a drug problem. We've all got social problems, we've all got unemployment, housing, everything else. I think it's not just Glasgow alone, I think it's every city. So I think we can all learn off each other.
Aye.
I feel very, very good in here because Glasgow have good people, cool people, kind people. Scotland all very, very good. The special Glasgow is very, very good city, nice city, good people, and everywhere in here nice. I like it.